Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Jacqueline Matter is off this week. Topping our show tonight, a road rage hit-and-run incident caught on tape over the weekend and shared over 1,000 times on Facebook. The Sarasota man slammed off of his motorcycle, now speaking out, asking for the public's help finding the driver responsible.
I lost the ability to ride the motorcycle, period.
Darren Hendrickson was riding his motorcycle down Beneva Road near Riviera Drive Sunday evening when he says the car in front of him slammed its brakes.
I went to go past him and I was pelted with a handful of metal, coins, change, whatever the case may have been.
That's when another car started recording as Hendrickson and the driver of a gray Mazda 3 exchanged words and gestures. Then suddenly,
that's where I ended up under a car, and everything went into slow motion at that point.
Hendrickson, who races motorcycles in his free time, was knocked off his bike and partially run over before the driver, who he says was a Hispanic male, fled the scene. He says his first thought was his 1.5-year-old son.
My son was the only thing running through my mind. Once I realized I wasn't dead immediately, it was more or less a fight or flight. I gotta be here for my son.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is trying to identify the car and driver who could face an aggravated battery charge and the cost of replacing Hendrickson's $9,000 bike, his only means of transportation.
Now it's just like I'm at a standstill. I feel like my whole world's been tipped upside down.
And you can bet he's feeling something else: pain in his rib cage, staples in his knee, and road rash on other parts of his body. But mostly he's feeling blessed to walk away.
I want to be upset and I want to be hurt, but I'm just thankful for life. I definitely will revisit a thought before I decide to follow somebody else, not knowing their intentions.
And Hendrickson says he is also hoping the incident raises awareness not only about motorcycle safety, but letting our emotions get the best of us on the roads. And new tonight, Sarasota police are investigating the cause of an accidental shooting that injured one of their officers. An off-duty SPD officer was injured earlier tonight at the Morgan Family Community Center in Northport. The officer was not in uniform and was taken to a local hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Now Sarasota and Northport police are working together to make sure all policies and procedures were followed. Sarasota County will examine charging a fee to park at the very popular Siesta Key Beach. County commissioners will discuss the parking fee on Wednesday. They'll be looking at how much to charge and if Sarasota County residents should be exempt. Both locals and visitors on the beach today had mixed feelings about the possibility of paying for parking. Some are willing, but others say they'd likely go somewhere else if they had to. Former Siesta Key Village President Mark Smith says charging a fee will be very beneficial, but only if Sarasota County property owners are exempt.
We want to keep the money on Siesta Key and try to relieve as much traffic as we can, and the trolley's the way to do it, and this is the way to finance the trolley.
The county says it will also need to determine what types of meters to use and how it will be managed. 3 recent surveys show an overwhelming majority of residents are in favor of charging tourists to park at the beach. Sarasota County commissioners will also discuss a controversial hotel proposed for the island on Wednesday. The commission expected to consider a zoning ordinance that would increase the allowable building height within the Siesta Key Overlay District. Plans for the hotel hit a snag last June when a county board rejected the developer's initial design to build the proposed hotel, which will be near Stickney Point and Midnight Pass roads, closer to the street. The city of Palmetto is looking into updating an ordinance that would ban roosters and limit the number of chickens homeowners can keep. Numerous complaints from residents has city officials pushing to update a bird sanctuary ordinance that has been in place for more than 4 decades. The update would ban roosters and limit homeowners to keeping 6 hens. Anyone who has roosters or more than 6 chickens within city limits would have 90 days to relocate them.
Our ordinance hadn't been updated since 1975, and as we've progressed, we've just become more and more of an urban community, and so we're having to address that.
Any type of sustainable farming you can do yourself, where you have access to fresh eggs, fresh meat yourself, and just even as a pet, is a wonderful thing. But I understand the inconvenience for your neighbors and your community as having a loud bird screaming first thing in the morning.
This updated bird sanctuary ordinance will be on the table at the Palmetto City Commission's meeting next Monday at 7 p.m. where it is expected to pass. An update now on the Bay Sarasota project. 3 concept designs are on the table for the 53 acres of city-owned bayfront property. However, the popular Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall nowhere to be found. That's because the Van Wezel Foundation has plans to build a new performing arts center as part of that Bay Sarasota project. And that can be found on each of those 3 concept designs. It'll be up to the community to decide whether or not the current Van Wezel facility should be repurposed or demolished as part of the project. The community isn't being asked to pick one design over another, but instead just give feedback on what they like and don't like about each design.
The Sasaki team will take that feedback, come back in May with one refined concept and probably some alternatives that go along with it, but one refined concept. We'll go through the public hearing, public workshop process again.
There are 3 community forums coming up next week where you can give your feedback on these 3 concept designs, and you can see those right here on your screen. And for more information on the Bay Sarasota plans or the upcoming forums, you can visit our website, mysuncoast.com. Well, emergency response teams across Sarasota got a special delivery today from the Sarasota Moose Lodge 1319. Each agency receiving 24 dolls to help give comfort to children on emergency calls. The Tommy Moose program aids in helping children overcome fear during times of stress. And now let's take it over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our first alert weather forecast tonight. Bob, how's it looking out there?
Adam, a lot of stress going on right now across north central Florida associated with a stationary front, and more rain is on the way overnight because of a low pressure area that's in the upper levels of the atmosphere streaming right over a stationary front right now. There's been a lot of training going on. That means storms developing and going over the same location repeatedly throughout the last 4 or 5 hours now, and a significant amount of rain has fallen and more. Look at this developing just to the west where an area has already been hit hard near Cedar Key. Again, just south of Gainesville now, treacherous driving along I-75 near Ocala up toward Gainesville. These are just some rainfall estimates over the last really 12 hours as opposed to 24, plus 5 inches in some locations south of Gainesville and just to the north of Cedar Key. There are numerous weather warnings out. Obviously a flood warning in effect in that a lighter green that you see there, darker green indicating a flood watch, and severe thunderstorms on top of that moving through just to the west of Ocala now, moving to the east at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. The story is we're not going to get that heavy rainfall here overnight. That front stays to our north, but tomorrow it's a different story. We'll have much more on that coming up in a few minutes. Adam.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Police in St. Petersburg are looking for a suspect who they are calling the Man Bun Creeper. He was caught at a Publix grocery store using his cell phone to record up the skirts of 2 women. One noticed, but the other still may not know she's a victim. So if you recognize either the suspect or the woman in the black dress, you are encouraged to contact St. Petersburg Police. 2 of Florida's top elected officials are going head-to-head in the 2018 election for one of the state's U.S. Senate seats. Governor Rick Scott announcing this morning he'll be running against incumbent Senator Bill Nelson. Key issues that could shape the contest include the mass shootings at the Pulse nightclub and Stoneman Douglas High School and Hurricanes Irma and Maria. The race is considered one of the most important in the country because the winner could likely swing control over the U.S. Senate.
It's a race that's going to be very close. It's close today. I think it's going to be close in November. It's going to bring forth more money than we've seen, even in expensive Florida. It has national implications.
Scott is in his 8th year as the state's governor. Nelson, Florida's only statewide elected Democrat, is completing his 3rd term in the U.S. Senate. Well, the next time you head to the gas pump, keep your expectations low. That's because the price will likely be high. The national average price of gas is $2.60 per gallon. Fuel prices in the state are now the highest in 4 years. And according to AAA, the price increases are not expected to slow down anytime soon for many different reasons.
People feel good about the economy. Consumer confidence is up, so people feel better about spending a little more money to travel, and so they're driving more. So there's an increased demand.
According to the app Gas Buddy, the average price of regular gas right now in Sarasota is $2.56, with the lowest price in the area at $2.45. Frequent visitors to Florida state parks could be in line for some rewards. The Florida Park Service is launching a new incentive program. It's called the Deluxe Real Florida Passport. Visitors collect stamps from the state's 175 parks, and those who collect stamps from every one of those parks will then be eligible for an annual family pass. Well, straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan returns with another First Alert forecast, plus a new study that says the person you found yourself feuding with online probably wasn't really a person. And attention senior citizens, a new Medicare card is coming your way, but be careful not to fall victim to any scams.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Grab your hats, we're getting ready for the Derby. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. The Kentucky Derby is right around the corner. We've got an expert to show off some incredible fashions and how you can have fun with the Derby without ever leaving town. So most of us have read some Shakespeare, but there's a whole new twist at Florida Studio Theater. They're going to teach us some and play a great game, plus State Street in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by the Culture Group.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Bob Harrigan back with another First Alert weather forecast. Bob, rainy up just north of us in Florida here.
Rainy, I'd say a little bit more than that. It's storming up there. Severe thunderstorm warnings, flood warnings, all sorts of nasty weather taking place there. Dangerous conditions. We talked about that earlier. This system is going to move in our area on Tuesday. Now, it'll be after sunrise. There's still some uncertainty as to when that will occur, but right now it appears that we could see some showers and storms here just after sunrise, and then the actual front coming through later in the day also producing the potential for some showers and storms. Now, we will see some clearing on Wednesday, but again, another possibility of a First Alert weather day on Sunday. In fact, that's a little bit better chance as that front appears to be a little stronger which could produce some showers and thunderstorms, which could be rather strong with a lot of heavy rainfall. They're seeing the heavy rainfall now, and it appears most models, at least a couple of them, agree that the heaviest rain will be squeezed out of the system as the area of low pressure tracks mainly to the north of us. But the cold front itself and the prefrontal trough, or the outflow from these heavier storms, will have an impact on our weather tomorrow morning. Right now, the heaviest rain by far right along I-75 near Ocala. The storm tracker indicating some very heavy lightning here. On top of that, some small hail as it makes its way off toward the east. It is dropping a little bit to the south, but it's not going to have much of a push yet to the south. So it's going to stay to our north tonight. We do not anticipate any rough weather here overnight. There are some big storms, though, firing up basically to the west of Pinellas County, well off into the Gulf of Mexico. This is going to track to the east as this whole line kind of develops, but this is the energy that's going to be moving along that stationary front, which will cause more significant problems with flooding throughout that region. Right now it's 76 to the north, it's 68, and Tallahassee north of that front. Temperatures all here very warm, very muggy too, in the water temperature now at 78 degrees. Currently, we have a few clouds around at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. It's warm, it's muggy, and we had some fog rolling in as well earlier near Aledo. As far as the futurecast goes, this is one particular model. You can see most of the heavy rain staying to our north. However, showers do start to break out just before sunrise, around 6:30 or so, 7 o'clock. At least this model depicting that, with the heavier rain staying just to our north, moving through Orlando and along the, looks like Cape Canaveral, and also near Melbourne. Now, as far as that rainfall total goes, we're talking an additional possibility of 3 to 4 inches of rainfall in an area that's already been sacked with 5 inches of rain thus far. The rainfall estimates are anywhere from a 1/4 inch up to about a 1/2 inch for our particular area. As I mentioned, it looks like most of the heavy rain will stay to our north, but I would not be surprised to see an occasional heavier shower or storm moving on in. Snow falling again over parts of Pennsylvania, New York, into Michigan, northern Ohio, and northern Indiana tonight. That snow is not all that intense, but there's another system moving on into California, which will possibly produce up to almost a foot of snow in some locations in North Dakota, South Dakota, even into Minnesota over the upcoming 5 days. So as far as our boating forecast goes, not the best out there, mostly cloudy. Winds will pick up throughout the day, and seas running 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. 70% chance for showers and a few thunderstorms on and through Tuesday. They'll taper off by around sunrise on Wednesday morning. We'll see some clearing there. And then a nice day Thursday and Friday, and then the other system due to arrive late Saturday and Sunday, bringing with it a good chance for showers and some thunderstorms on Sunday. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Bob. And in consumer news, taxpayers have just a few days to file their tax returns by the April 17th deadline this year. Nearly 1 in 3 taxpayers wait until April to file, many waiting until the very last minute. And if some of you are included on that list, don't stress. We spoke with a federally authorized tax expert about some of the most common errors people make when filing their taxes themselves.
People will do much better if they come in and sit with an experienced tax preparer, because we know all of the possibilities to get them the very best refund or the lowest balance due that we possibly can. We've had many, many years of experience and are going to know more than any regular taxpayer using an online program.
Another common error, according to Hennessy, is that people will use the wrong filing status. Filing status is not always the same as your marital status, so it's important to know the rules around it. If you find you've made a mistake on your return, it's easy to fix. All taxpayers have until 3 years from the due date of their tax return to file an amendment to make any changes necessary. The federal government is taking new precautions to protect people with Medicare. Seniors are getting new cards in the mail that'll have identification numbers instead of Social Security numbers. But even though that effort is designed to minimize fraud, it has sparked a series of new scams. Medicare wants people to know that they don't have to do anything to receive their cards, and there is no activation process or fee. Also, Medicare will never initiate calls or ask to verify information over the phone. All 59 million participants will get those new cards over the next year. YouTube is under fire for allegedly profiting off of young viewers. 20 advocacy groups filed a complaint against YouTube today, calling on the FTC to investigate the company for allegedly violating the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. The groups, made up of child consumer and privacy coalitions, claim YouTube illegally collected data on 23 million children over an undisclosed amount of time.
The concern is that there's content on YouTube that targets young kids. So YouTube is ostensibly for users over 13, but your research has shown that more than 80% of kids 4 to 13 are on YouTube. And when they're on there, they're essentially being tracked. Their data, all sorts of personal identifiable information is tracked.
YouTube's terms of service say it is not for anyone under 13, but it is still easy for a young child to sign up for an account. And the next time you engage in a debate on Twitter, you might want to ask yourself who you're dealing with. A study by Pew Research found that a lot of Twitter's users are actually bots, which are accounts, not human beings that can post content and interact with others. Researchers examined more than 1 million tweets during the summer of 2017. They say a relatively small number of highly active bots are responsible for sharing links to prominent news and media sites. Well, we have sports coming up next after the break. Stick around.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile, and in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
I'm Alan Cohn. The search for Jabez Spann. The number of leads dwindle. Who knows what? We need your help.
Tomorrow on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
Tampa Bay Rays are a long way from home, taking on the White Sox and still looking for that elusive second win of the season. Looked like this game would be lost to Mother Nature. That was the field around game time today, covered in snow. Here was Wrigley Field down the street where the Cubs-Pirates game was canceled. However, the grounds crew at Guaranteed Rate Field, formerly Comiskey Park, undeterred, they cleared all the white stuff and said play ball. And Malik Smith is glad they did. He matched a career-high 4 hits today, including this RBI triple to break a 1-1 tie in the 4th inning. Had a base-running error afterwards. We won't show that. We will show Joey Wendell getting his first home run of the season. It adds to the lead in the 5th, 2-1 Rays. And then later on, 2 on, 2 out in the 9th inning, 1-run lead. Alex Colomé comes through, gets that final ground out to end the game. The Rays snap an 8-game losing streak. Chris Archer good on the hill today for Tampa Bay. 3 earned, 8 strikeouts through 5 2/3 innings of work. The Atlanta Braves are celebrating the opening of a new spring training preview center in Northport. Construction on a new stadium was supposed to be complete in time for the 2019 spring training, but a delay means the Braves will likely only play 1 game there next year. The preview center, though, gives fans a chance to take a virtual tour of the new stadium and get a sneak peek at some of the perks that the ballpark will offer. The Braves are scheduled to spend their first full spring training in Northport during the 2020 season. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck has ended a 3-month radio silence about his surgically repaired throwing shoulder. The 28-year-old missed all of last season after surgery on a partially torn labrum, and today he answered critics and fans worried he may never throw again, saying he expects to be a better quarterback when he returns for training camp this summer.
Some things just take time, and I've learned that. And when I do get the urge to do something a little silly, I talk to myself, and it's not worth it right now.
Now, Luck did confirm he has not picked up or tried to throw a football throughout this rehab process. More to come here on ABC 7. We have your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it? Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions. Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, this famous hippo will be larger than life this summer, and that's not a jab at her weight. Fiona the hippo is getting her own mural in downtown Cincinnati, and Cincinnati Zoo officials are asking for the public's help. Artists can submit their designs for public consideration until next month. And that's all well and good, but I raise you a county being named after you. A la Snooty the manatee.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be fun.
So how popular is Fiona?
Well, I'll tell you, the hippo, it looks nice, though. I mean,
looking good.
The handler was petting it and everything,
Yeah.
so yeah. I don't know if it's a household pet, but they get pretty big.
They sure do.
They have a big appetite, too.
Just saying, you know, in terms of popular, I guess, representatives, mascots.
Yeah, that's right.
Snooty's pretty close to our hearts.
That's right. We are looking at some showers and storms tomorrow. Meteorologist John Scalzi will have much more tomorrow morning.
Excellent. See you then.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Brice dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years at the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.